And welcome to our channel's 990, 991. That's what we're on. See, look at that. I'm still being silly today. 991 is where we're found today. I'm Don Pritchard, and this is What's New for the 14th day of March 2018. It's 314 day, and that means it's Pi Day, National Pi Day, PI Day, which refers to the formula for determining the circumference of a circle, which is called pi r squared. Do you remember that?
Right. Oh, yeah. Remember that from school.
Remember that, Linda?
Oh, yeah.
You take 3.14159, you multiply it by the radius squared, and you get the circumference. Who was the first one to invent that, to decide pi? Who found out about that? Probably some Greek guy. The Greeks did a lot of good stuff back in those days.
Maybe it was that Indian guy, you know, the life of Pi.
Oh, him. Anyway, yeah, Don, this is my wife, Linda, who's joining us on the air today. And we have Gene Henson over there just off camera, and we have Marianne Roth just off camera. Now they're on camera. And Deputy Jeff McCarty from the St. Genevieve County Sheriff's Office has joined us. He's got some commentary to give you and talk about. Before we get into that program, I want to talk about something I found out today. I don't know how many of you read the SunTimesNews.com article today, but or heard it on KSGM radio. But we understand that based on an article in the Wall Street Journal, that the Union Pacific Railroad is now using drones in St. Genevieve to keep an eye on their workers, to make sure they're being safe, is what they said. And, you know, and the workers aren't too happy about it, we're told. The workers say, wait a minute, that's a distraction, hearing that buzzing above our heads. You know, we might be working on something that's dangerous, and all of a sudden we hear this buzzing, and we look up and there's a drone looking at us. So they're not too sure they like it too much. And last word we had, they had temporarily suspended the drone program, or the Spy in the Sky program, and we're negotiating with the unions to see what happens. So first off, I want to see if anybody has any comments out there. Let me know what you think about drones being used to keep an eye on the workers, to make sure they're working hard. Is that something city employees would like? And, you know, people complain about potholes and people, you know, things like that. Do we need to have drones in the city to keep an eye on the city workers to make sure they're doing their job? Those who work outdoors, of course. How about other things that drones could spy on?
They peek through the windows into the offices?
Yeah, they could peek through the windows into the offices, Gene just said. So, you know, what do we think, folks? Give us a call. The number to hear is 883-7675. That's 883-7675. Maybe on the screen. I have to put my glasses up to see if it's on the screen. Yeah, it's on the screen. So give us a call, 883-7675. Let us know what you think about using drones to make sure workers are doing the right thing. I'm just, you know, we're this close to Big Brother is watching you. And did you hear, a lot of people have these Echo Dots in their homes. They're really fun. You say, Alexa, what's a nice movie to watch? She'll come back and tell you. What's that movie about? She'll tell you what the movie is about.
Oh, boy. And
if you have a Fire TV, you can actually say, okay, Alexa, let's watch it. And then she'll bring it up on the TV for you. But we understand that anything you say within the range of that Alexa device it could be recorded.
Yes.
And in fact, there was a court case in which Alexa was, they actually subpoenaed the Alexa records along with the Fitbit records. You know what a Fitbit is? It's those watches they wear that tells them how many steps they took and that sort of thing. Well, and the actual data from the Fitbit exonerated this guy. He was charged with first-degree murder. But he said he went to bed and never got out of bed until the next day. Well, his Fitbit said, yeah, he was in bed all day, or all night, so he was exonerated. But, you know, you think about all the conversations you have in your house, you know.
They showed last night on the television that Alexa can be turned on a certain way, and you can talk over Alexa to someone, like on a telephone, to someone else. But they say, well, we'll hang up, okay. If you forget to reset that button to off, people on the other end can hear anything goes on in your house.
I think they're going a little bit too far on some of this stuff.
Well, any cell phone can do that.
I know.
If you don't hang up your cell phone,
Oh, yes.
or if you accidentally dial someone and you don't realize you dialed someone, and this happens in law enforcement a lot. Deputy McCarty could, yeah, I don't know if it's happened to you, but they've had crooks call the police department to arrange for a drug pickup or something, and you know, because they accidentally dialed that number instead of the real number. You know, you know, and well, there was a case not too long ago, just recently in St. Genevieve, a couple of weeks ago, where they found this guy's wallet in a car, in a truck.
Yeah, whatever happened to that?
He was arrested. They've charged him with breaking into a house on Wilder Street. He and his buddy, and but he had been rummaging through this other vehicle and forgot his wallet. And as a matter of fact, when they picked him up and said, "Where's your wallet?" He goes, "Oh, I lost it." The cops said, "Gotcha. So, hey, give us a call, 883-7675. Tell us what you're thinking about on this Wednesday evening. A lot of stuff going on, and I think Marianne Roth has a list of some of the things going on in our community.
Yes, we have a few things that are going on before the next show coming up. We have the used book sale at the Memorial Hospital, which will be the 22nd and the 23rd.
What do they charge for those used books? A quarter?
I think it is, from 8 to 4. It's
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah, I think I've been there before, and I don't think they charge much more than $1 for most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's
the
not
big-
very
the-
much,
the
but
big
it's
fit-
very
The
good.
PDRs are $1?
Oh, they might be, I don't know.
I don't know if they sell any physician desk references or
I
not,
don't
but
recall.
And the American Legion's going to have their blood drive again, and
Mhm.
that's going to be on the 15th, that's tomorrow.
the Ides of
night.
March, the Ides of March, Julius Caesar, watch out. But
So they will have that at the Legion Home, and that'll be from 12 to 6. And then we also have the Hope Church has got the music of nail print, and they'll perform at 10:30 a.m. And that will be on, oh boy, forgot to put the date down.
Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday or Sunday.
Okay,
I think it's
Is-
Sunday. It's
I think
David
it's
East and Paul
Sunday.
Wiggins.
during their worship
I
service?
think it's, I
Yeah,
think it's
they're
Sunday.
going to present the gospel in humor and song.
Well, if that's during their worship service, we might see it on TV the next week.
Yes.
Because Hope Church shows the following Sunday.
So that's some of the things that's
Yeah.
happening between now and the next show. The next show, I'll tell you more.
And are we gonna have anybody on from the Scottish days?
I haven't found
Because
anybody
we,
yet.
what's it, the fellow who runs the dark room over here on Third Street?
Yeah, I can't
Rick
think of
Meyer?
his name. Yeah, I think so.
Rick Meyer is supposed to be involved with that.
I think he-
Oh, okay.
And I think Rick Meyer should show up in a kilt.
Okay, let
Oh,
me
definitely.
contact him.
Definitely a kilt. And if
Maybe-
he's got bagpipes, even better. We need somebody to play bagpipes for Scottish days, don't you? I mean, for the
Oh,
show.
well,
Come in and do the show.
sure.
Yeah, and if you're interested, please call us if you can do this.
Yeah, we
We
need somebody.
would just love to put
bagpipes,
you
so-
on.
So Rick Meyer, and I've just found out he has a shop called the Dark Room, or something
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
he does some beautiful
We're
work.
going through- I just went by and we were eating dinner over at the Old Brick the other night, and I happened to park the car up a couple of doors up from the Old Brick, and I walked down there and I saw the Dark Room, and I thought, wow.
Where's that at?
It's where
Yeah.
Kathy used to have a shop.
They did have some brochures hanging outside the
Oh,
door, too. We
really?
picked up one, and they give
Lessons.
lessons.
Yeah, classes.
And using, he's
Dude,
got some
you know,
old
and-
photography equipment there,
That I
too.
find, I really find it interesting that, I guess they're all digital now, the cameras. Because last time I had a 35 millimeter camera, SLR, it was film. Because we actually did the whole thing. They had a dark room in Italy. I was assigned to a Camp Darby in Italy, and they had a dark room there, you know, for the guys to go in and do. And it was, all you had to do was pay for the supplies, the rest of your paper, and the rest of it was free. And we'd go in the dark room. Linda, you were in there.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Linda and I would go in the dark room and see what develops.
It's funny.
And so, at any rate, you know, I did a lot of pictures there, and I cut my thumb. Because they had a
That's
paper,
what developed.
they have a paper cutter in there to cut your film,
Right.
your paper down to the right size that you want, like if you want 5x7s or 8x10s, well, 8x10s you don't have to cut it because that's the size it comes in. But if you want a 4x6 or something different, you could, and it's dark, so you gotta, well, yeah, there's a red light in there, because in that room you can have a little bit of light.
No, you can't tell if you bleed or not.
Yeah, I guess,
Well, you
Gene,
get
I
used to
guess
it,
you're
though.
exactly right. You can't tell if you're bleeding or not.
But you get used to it.
You get used to bleeding? I don't know about that.
You get used to fumbling around in the dark room.
Yeah, yeah.
That you get used to, because
yeah,
I did that
exactly.
for years, worked in dark
You
room.
did a lot of work, George?
Oh, yeah, my aunt and uncle had a studio, and I worked
Yeah.
in the dark room.
It's such a
Develop pictures.
fascinating process.
Oh, it's fascinating. I
It's-
worked with
it's
Betty
just-
Dunsey, too.
Oh, did she do that work too?
Hmm.
How's she doing? Have you heard anything about her? She had her, she broke her pelvis.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, now everybody does. Yeah, she had a fall at her home, I think it was Sunday, wasn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I worked for her for a while and did
Yeah,
dark room
well, if
work.
you're watching on the TV there in the hospital, Betty, we wish you all the best.
Yes, I did not know that you had done that. I'm sort of behind. My stroke has kind of put me behind things.
But she's just a wonderful woman.
Oh, wonderful.
And still drives and with her Boop D license plate, just and
Yeah,
I've known her
seen
since
that.
I started working at the radio station in 91.
Oh, I've known her.
26 years, 27 years now.
She's a
Anyway,
wonderful gal.
883-7675 is the phone number if you'd like to join the conversation today. I've got a speakerphone here. If you don't call me, I'll call you. I have a list of phone numbers that I've collected, and I'm going to start calling some people and put them on the TV, and we'll
Put 'em
entertain
on
you.
the spot.
We'll put them on the spot. Yeah, who can I call?
Maybe we should call some of our children.
See, most of the people I know to call, I know their business phones. I don't know their cell phones. So, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I could call my kids. Call my son out in California. Call my sister. Except I don't think I've got her phone number.
Oh, my
So,
daughter.
883-7675. There's the phone right there. We'll give you a chance to converse with us about things that are going on. Deputy Jeff McCarty is joining us from the St. Genevieve County Sheriff's Office, and he's a well-known figure around town. He drives the Dare car. That's why you can see him very plainly coming. And what brings you to our abode today?
Well, I thank you, all of you, for inviting me back again. I always enjoy coming down here. I always learn something.
Well, always like to have you.
Um, Usually it's around Christmas time, and we talk about our Christmas shopping stuff. And this year's Shop with a Cop went real well, real good. We had lots of donations, and we had lots of happy kids. But I'd like to talk about something else that I've mentioned on our shows before, and it's about Camp Rainbow. And it's near and dear to my heart. And since I got involved, our sheriff's department's been involved, and Major Schott and I. And Camp Rainbow is a camp for children with cancer and bloodborne diseases. And as Don said about my car, I used to take it to a lot of car shows, especially here in town. And there was a young man that always come up to me, and he talked to me, and he never missed me, Officer McCarty, and I'd give him some suckers. And when I went to Camp Rainbow for the first time, that young man ran up to me, and I had no idea that he was sick. And since then, we've probably had 6 or 8 children in our county that unfortunately has had cancer or some kind of other disease. And then when I say something about Camp Rainbow, people said, "What is that?" So I really got involved. I really fell in love with Camp Rainbow and the mission that it's for. Because we go up there, it's usually the camp runs in June. It's usually 2 weeks in June. Well, the second Tuesday in June, they call it the Heroes Day. And they invite those of my St. Louis County counterpart. So we try to invite as many DARE officers as we can to bring their cars up. And we've had as many as 9 or 10 DARE officers up there in their cars. But that's not just all. We go up there, several different fire departments bring their fire trucks up, and St. Louis County brings their helicopter out, they bring the SWAT team out, they bring their canines out. When they restarted the mounted patrol in Forest Park, the horses. They started bringing them out, so they have a couple horses come out. And the kids are allowed to be kids. I know they're sick. They know they're sick. But you wouldn't know it by looking at them that particular day. Some of those kids probably wouldn't make it to Christmas, you know. But for those 2 weeks, they have a blast. And they keep those kids with as many activities as you could imagine. On Heroes Day, they go over there and they play with the fire trucks. The fire department squirts them down, they get all wet. But there's not that much stuff they can do on a fire truck. You know, some of them can't climb, and if they did climb, it could be dangerous for them. So they don't get to really mingle. But when they come over to the law enforcement side, they go in there, they stretch things here, they turn knobs, they get on the loudspeaker and hit the sirens, and they just, the louder it is, the more they laugh. And we just have a ball with them. And our philosophy is, you know, if they break something, we'll just fix it. You know, there's nothing there that can't be replaced. And we let them be kids. And so I always carry lots of stuff in my cars, and I carry stickers and suckers and things, and that's fine. They enjoy that. And so I thought, well, I would like to take something to them that they could call their own and keep. So I asked some people, I get stuffed animals donated to me all the time. And I started getting little bitty ones, the Beanie Babies or the little small stuffed animals. And I said, you know what? I think that's what I'll do. So I started collecting them and taking them up there to them. And they have fun. I finally started having to just take them out and hand it to them because they go, I want this one, I want this one, I want this one. You know? So one of the things I'm appealing to our community tonight is if you have any of those Beanie Babies, or if you have any small stuffed animals, we would like to have them. If you'd like to see that thing go to somebody and make a kid happy, we would like to have it. And you can bring them to the sheriff's office, you call me, and I'll come pick them up. But I would like to explain a little bit more about Camp Rainbow. It started, let me get here, I have my cheat sheets. It started in 1988. The founders, Alan and Ronnie Brockman, started this. They went in and visited a seriously sick child in the hospital. And that child, he knew he was pretty sick. He said, I sure would like to go to a summer camp. So they did that, and they started a camp, and they had 28 kids. They usually average about 75 to 80 kids a year.
Oh, wow.
But it's grown from one camp to 6 different camps because depends on the child's age, if they're little, they're too little to go to stay away from mom and dad for a couple of weeks. But when they set this camp up, the camp is held at, the overnight camp, the 2-week camp, is held at Babbler State Park up in Wildwood. And they set up a medical facility. There's 3 full-time staff nurses up there. It could be more than 3, but their nursing staff is from the 3 children's hospitals in St. Louis. And then they have doctors come in if necessary. So, and they're up there close, and they have, they can get to any of the hospitals within just a few minutes. And they have a counselor for each child, in some cases maybe each for 2 children, but there's teenage and early or young adult counselors for each child. Some of those counselors are previous cancer survivors that go back. And they love it. The counselor, I don't think you could drag a counselor away from that camp. They love working with the kids, and you can see that. And my feelings is teenagers nowadays want to have something physical. They want to have video games or go do this or go do that. But for this teenager to take their time out and to believe, to help somebody and work with a sick child, you gotta have a little special place in your heart. You know, not everybody will do that and take that time. You know, everybody, a lot of them, it's all about themselves. And you can see that these kids are dedicated to take care of these children. But since then, they have started several different camps. In 1990, they added a teen camp because some of these campers are small, so a 5-year-old, 6-year-old is not going to be as interested in stuff that the teens do. So they have a teen camp. And then in 1991, let me see what year. I'll just jump over this. There's 6 different camps. They have a overnight camp, and then for the younger kids that can't stay overnight, they have a day camp. If they're small and they're in the hospitals, they even have Camp Rainbow staff go into the hospital and put on some entertainment stuff in hospitals for them.
Oh, that's wonderful.
They have a SIBS camp, so that the camper and his siblings can go camping together. They have a family camp, so the whole family can go out and enjoy this. Then they have a teen camp, and then they have a teen and 20 camp. So there's 6 different camps that they do for these children, and they've helped a lot of children. And it just lets the kids be kids, you know, lets them get out there. You know, they get tired of being poked and prodded and be sitting late in a hospital bed. So they get out and run. They got a big pool there. They can swim. And this camp, they can always use volunteers. I know we have a caring community. That's why I'm telling everybody this, that if you want to assist Camp Rainbow, or you know some children that might benefit from Camp Rainbow, you can contact them, because a lot of people don't know that. So no matter what age your child is, they've probably got something they can do for you. And they have resources that they may direct you different places if you need help with stuff. And like I said, they love volunteers. It's based off of volunteers. When we go up there, every day it's a theme. And every day they get lots to eat. They have lots for breakfast. All the staff and the food is donated. One year was up there, Al Capri, I believe Al Capri Casino, sent their staff over and the food. You know, they have pizzas, they have sandwiches, but everything there is designed around being nutritious. And you almost have to experience it. And like I said, if you'd like to donate stuff to them, they welcome all donations, and something that they ask for, they have a wish list. And I have this right here somewhere. And you don't have to donate just money. Let's say you get gift cards for Christmas, and you don't use them to Walmart or places like that. Then they will take them, like Amazon, Target, Walmart, American Carnival Mart, Michael's, or any other grocery store, because then they go buy craft supplies and stuff to give to the kids. And before I go any further, I want you to see, when we go up there, they won't allow us to take any pictures because we don't want to embarrass the children or anything. But when I started researching this a little more, I found a video on their website, and I'd say go to their website and look at all the information. It's camprainbow.com, and there's a video on there. And I watched that video, and I thought I was sitting right there in camp again, because it's the same thing I see when I'm standing watching kids go through our cars. So here's a little short video. Charlie, if you might mind put it on, you'll see these kids in action, and then I'll explain some more stuff.
Every summer, I look forward to coming to Camp Rainbow and making new friends.
I made some of my best friends here.
We get to be ourselves here and, just have fun.
There's arts and crafts,
swimming and archery,
Music,
drama,
fishing, and sports. This camp is special because it's just for kids like me.
Camp Rainbow is a place where kids with cancer or blood-related diseases can come out and forget about their illness and just have a fun time and be themselves.
The campers look forward to just being able to be a kid. They just want to have fun and smile, run, laugh, and play.
I'd never be able to do all of this without Camp Rainbow. The nurses take really good care of us.
At all of our camps, we have at least 3 nurses 24/7. All of them are part of the pediatric oncology staffs at the 3 major children's hospitals here in St. Louis.
Camp Rainbow has 5 different camps, so there's something for everyone.
Camp In is where we go to each of the 3 children's hospitals.
They do arts and crafts with you, and it makes your time at the hospital very fun.
Day camp is for 4 to 6-year-olds.
I love Camp Rainbow.
Teen Camp is a weekend-long camp for kids who are freshmen through seniors in high school to get out of the house or hospital and just relax and enjoy themselves.
So family camp was really an opportunity for us to just get away from illness, worry, and care, and just enjoy what we love about each other.
Overnight camp is our flagship camp. That was the first camp Ronnie and Ellen Brackman held in 1988. Overnight camp is for children ages 6 to 13.
You can't really describe how it makes you feel because it's such a special place.
When I got to Camp Rainbow, I didn't know anyone, but as soon as I got to my cabin, we started making friends.
When you come to Camp Rainbow, you may not know anybody, you may be coming by yourself. But once you leave, you are taking an entire family with you. Camp Rainbow provides free camping because we are blessed with a multitude of donors and over 300 volunteers. Your donation makes all 5 of our camps possible. If it weren't for you, these kids would not have this week or weekend of magic.
Okay, like I said, go to camprainbow.com, look at the video again and read all the information about it. And if you'd like to get involved, there's information on there about volunteers, what kind of volunteers they like. And you can contact them. And whenever I called them and asked them, I said, hey, can we use this video on our little public television station? She said, absolutely.
Yeah, and we can run it several times if you like.
And Gary Whitener called him. And he said, told her who he was. And they instantly emailed it down there and thanked the television station. Said, we really appreciate you getting the word out for our Camp Rainbow. And like I said, I try to promote it as much as I can, but I'm hoping that your listeners, I'm hoping that your listeners will see this and know what I'm talking about when I say Camp Rainbow.
It's wonderful the kids that are incapacitated like that have some place to go and be a child, just to relax and be a kid.
Yep.
It's wonderful.
That's great. Thank you so much, Deputy
you're
McCarty,
welcome.
for bringing that to our attention and the
And if you have any
community's attention.
questions, you feel free to call me.
Okay.
We got the information. You get the number off of the. I can give you a phone number right here. You can contact Camp Rainbow at 314-469-8035, and they can give you all the information that you need. And if you have a child you'd like to check into it, they'll tell you all that you need. Usually our summer camp that they have up there, we go up the second Tuesday in June. And I'm ready for it at any time. So, and we go up, they have a 5K run walk. They have some fundraiser events, and they have a 5K run walk at Tilly's Park, usually in August, and that's really fun. There's a lot of people, a lot of families come out, and all around the route that they walk and run, they have placards out of children that have beat the cancer and children that the cancer beat them, and the families still come out and walk and try to raise money.
Wow.
And they have lots of activities. Different organizations bring out food. It's a fun time too. So if you like to do the walking and run or just want to come up, you can do that. But all the information on all their events and fundraisers is all on camprainbow.com. And like I said, we welcome you, and they welcome you, and that's, I can attest that your contributions, either volunteer or by donations, goes to the right place. It goes to a good cause.
Wonderful. Deputy Jeff McCarty from the St. Genevieve County Sheriff's Office. What a big heart. And thank you so much for bringing that to our attention. It's about 7:30 on this Wednesday evening, March 14th of 2018. That's the date of this live show. And if you've just joined us, you can give us a call. 883-7675 is our phone number. If you have any questions for any of us, Deputy McCarty or Gene Henson or Marianne Roth, even my wife Linda, you can ask her a question about me. That would be, wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be fun? Oh, this could be really good. And you might even convince her to tell you the story about the hood release. That's quite a story. I posted it on Facebook, so it's already out there. But I just remembered we were pulling out of Subway just a few minutes ago before we came to the show. Had supper over there, and they've got some really neat wraps. You tried their new wraps over there? You ought to try their new wraps. They've got they're about this long, and they've got 4 varieties. I can't remember all of them.
I know there's a tomato one.
Yeah, and they're good. They are good. And they've got these huge, what do they call them? Tortillas? What do they call them?
Yes,
Tortillas. I mean, I can't find those in the store. She always gets these little tiny, Linda gets these little tiny tortillas. I go, that's not a tortilla. But Subway found them. They got these big ones, and they're just great. But anyway, make a long story short, we're pulling out of there, and Linda says, this guy's waving at you. So I roll down the window, he gets out of his car. He says, can you put this on TV? I said, yeah, I can put that on TV. Head Start is having a cruising car show and barbecue.
Oh.
Saturday, April the 28th, so you got a chance to plan ahead. That's about 6 weeks away. Saturday, April 28th, 11 a.m. till 3 p.m. And they're doing it at Tractor Supply Company, parking lot. TSC.
April 28th?
Yes, April 28th, Saturday. And they're having hamburgers, brats or hot dogs, potato salad, baked beans, and bottled water for $5 a plate. And all proceeds benefit the St. Genevieve Head Start. And that's a wonderful program, too.
Yes.
And I am a Head Start graduate. I am.
Yes, yeah.
When my daughter, Ashley?
Yeah.
When my daughter, Ashley, graduated from Head Start, they invited me to graduate with her.
That is wonderful.
And they have a little bridge that you have to walk across.
Oh, my.
And I did that inside the building.
Supply.
Yeah.
Pretty darn.
So I am a Head Start graduate, so I will salute Head Start. Wonderful program.
And they had a good car show last year. We was there.
Yeah, he was mentioning it. This is, I forget what year it is that they've done it, but and now if you'd like to be in the car show, registration for the car show the day of the event will be $10, but early registration is $5. All participants will receive a free plate of food. There will also be prizes for the top voted cars. And you can call 883-3434. That's an easy number to remember, 3434. And you can enter the car show. I know you can't see this on TV, but nonetheless, we'll get it posted on Facebook. Oh, okay.
He's zooming in.
There you go. Isn't he fun? Isn't he fun? Oh, I'm having fun with Charles tonight. There you go, Charles.
I can't see too well, but that's all right. You gave a lot of information on it.
Hey, Charles, hold it still and I'll move into it. Because it's hard to move that camera. There you go. Head Start Car Show, April 28th at the TSC parking lot, which is the in the Plaza St. Genevieve. Very worthy cause, $5 for a plate of food, or if you want to enter your car in the contest, it'll cost you $5 ahead of time, $10 the day of the show, and you get a free plate of food for doing that. So, not a bad deal, and get prizes for the top voted cars, and of course the funds will benefit Head Start. So that is neat. And he gave me the Camp Rainbow information, so if you need more information on that, just give us a call, and we'll pass that along to you. Boy, that sounds neat. Oh, they have a wish list of things. You were mentioning, Deputy McCarty, that you can donate. So that's wonderful, too. You need to go to their website, folks, and get all this information about Camp Rainbow. About how many youngsters do you think come from St. Genevieve County up there?
I've only seen 2.
2?
But I think that's because, well, one of them I had told him about Camp Rainbow, but he was still too young. But I didn't know about the other camps.
Okay,
But he's old enough to go now.
great.
But I think a lot of people don't know about Camp Rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't been told. So that's one of the reasons
Yep.
that I'm trying
Well,
to get
you
this
know
out.
who needs to know? The hospital needs to know.
Yes, I could do that.
Now, I would imagine most of the pediatric cancer cases are going up to St. Louis, though.
Probably for the 3 major
Yeah.
children's
Yeah,
hospitals.
they probably go up there. They're probably not treated here. I don't know if they do chemo on pediatric cases here or not. And the radiation.
I know we've
treatment.
got 2 right now for sure that have been taken.
They don't do
treatment.
radiation here?
I don't know.
I know they do chemo.
Do they? Oh, yeah.
They got the Allen List Cancer Center here in town at the hospital.
Yeah, they do chemo there.
But she wasn't sure about radiation.
Radiation takes that huge machine and a lot of room.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
Great
but
deal of power.
but they're doing so much. You know, that's what having Allen List at the hospital here has done for this community.
Oh, my gosh.
It's really been impressive what they've been able to do out there in such a little community. You know,
Oh,
we have really top flight,
Yeah.
treatment.
Yeah.
So, okay, Head Start Cruising Car Show and Barbecue, Saturday, April 28th, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Tractor Supply parking lot. Be there or be square, as they say.
Well, something else I'd like to plug that,
Okay.
that
All
some
right.
people that probably know it's around, but they don't take advantage of it, and that's our nutrition center,
Mm-hmm.
Senior Nutrition Center. I always thought that was just for the old people.
It is.
It's not.
No.
Well, I am one now, but it's
50
not.
up. 50 up.
You can get a good
Yeah,
meal,
yeah.
and you can be under that. if you
Yeah,
pay-
I know.
pay the-
What was it, 450 for under?
Something like that.
I suggest
But
it,
it's still a
yes.
good,
Yeah, I know it's
fulfilling
$3
meal,
for the old folks.
and the more the merrier.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a service that we have in our community that a lot of people don't take advantage of, that they
And-
really could.
And the home delivered meals that
Yes.
come out of the nutrition center is another big plus. Because, you know, in many cases, those are the only people those people see at all.
That's
is,
right.
is maybe the mailman.
And they may not get a
That's right.
meal if it wasn't for them.
Exactly.
You know, they won't cook it for themselves. I don't want
So,
grandmother
you know, that's
eat a
what's
cold
so
bowl of
neat
cereal
about it.
before she
Is
does for
we have
herself.
people, and they not only do they deliver the meal, they don't just say here and walk away. They come in and talk to them a little bit because they're assessing as they talk to the person. How are you doing? You know, and they can tell if maybe they've had a little
Sure, they might have to be need medical
exactly.
attention.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're not paid.
No,
Yeah, they're
these
get
are
a small-
volunteers.
Yes.
Yeah, they get a small
Now they
stipend
might
on
get
their gas.
reimbursed on the gas. Yeah.
They get a small amount, but sometimes the regular drivers, you know, that regularly drive every day, they become ill or something. I couldn't tell you how many volunteers jump right in to be sure everybody gets. And Darlene Klein that takes care of it down there,
Mm-hmm.
fine
Oh,
woman.
yeah.
That staff works really
Yeah.
hard.
Oh yeah, they do
Oh,
work
and
hard.
those cooks
Yep.
make all their own bread, make all their own desserts. They
Mhm.
cook everything right there. No frozen stuff.
It's awesome.
And activities.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have
Oh, yeah.
bingo on Tuesdays,
We have bingos on
afternoon.
Tuesday, Monday we have dancing sometimes, Clinton
music.
cook us
yeah.
there, and we have dancing on Monday, and on Tuesday we have the bingo, and Wednesday we have cards,
Bitch.
we have pitch on Wednesday, and Thursday we have all different card games. You can come in and play Canasta, you can play whoever, you can bring a group of your own. If you don't have the place, or you don't have the,
Room.
means to have somebody in your house, you can come in there, you can bring your party in there, you can sit at the table, and you can play cards, and you can, we have puzzles that you can put
Yeah.
together. We
You know,
have
to get
that.
you out of that house. Place for you to go hang out and talk to
Yes.
people
Sure,
that you might not
exactly.
see.
Yeah.
You
And
can sit there and
people that
talk and
like
put
to
puzzles
quilt,
together.
we
You
have
to a
quilters
quilt
there.
corner.
Yeah.
We have books that you can pick up and take home and read, that the
Yes,
library
matter of fact,
replaces.
I was thumbing through some of those books. What was one of the books I told you about?
Oh,
Was it the Quilt Mysteries?
yeah, that might have been. yeah.
I'd never heard of Quilt Mysteries. And then I turned on the, what channel is that?
Hallmark?
Hallmark Channel. And they have all the different mysteries they have on there.
Oh, yeah, the garage sale.
The
mystery.
garage sale mysteries, and I'm going, you gotta be
Yeah.
kidding me. I just
They
had
got
to
a
laugh.
piano there. If you play the piano, you can sit down and
That's
Clinton
right.
Hook
Play-
said several
Yeah,
times,
yeah.
plays piano.
And while we're talking
And we
about the
sing.
nutrition center, right now everybody's doing their taxes, and they can get some tax help.
Thursdays.
And it's free.
Thursdays at the nutrition center, free of charge. And this Friday, they're celebrating the St. Patty's Day.
Yep.
St. Patrick's Day.
corned beef and cabbage or grilled tuna patty. Or-
Yeah.
And I think they're having one of the, see, I read all the nutrition center I read their menus every morning. Chester's, Perryville, and St. Genevieve. So somebody's having the Emerald Isle
Salad.
salad.
Hmm.
Is that down at St. Gen?
I don't
I don't
remember reading it
bother
that
with it,
way.
I just go eat it.
I know it said some paleta salad.
What's Emerald Isle salad? Is that
It's
Jello?
made with green Jello, I believe.
That's
It's
what
green
that
Jell-O.
was my
Yeah.
guess.
I'm not a cook, so I don't know for sure.
I'm not sure if they have
Oh, I
it or
am,
not.
but I've never.
But what's funny is the nutrition center in Perryville is celebrating St. Patty's Day tomorrow, and then St. Jen's doing it on
On St.
Friday, of course, because Saturday is. I wonder if it has to do with Catholics and Lent.
That's why St.
It might
Jen's doing
be.
a tuna
They're doing it on
tuna
Thursday.
patty.
It might be.
But I know every year the Pope lets you do Friday, St. Patty's Day, because
Well,
Really?
during Lent
yeah,
is when they definitely have fish every
Right.
Friday of some kind.
yeah.
But usually, you don't know. Sometimes they won't have fish on
Well,
Friday.
they're having the crab each and
Crab
that,
cakes, yeah.
and or the fish, so you have your choice,
Mhm.
which is nice.
I know they have catfish every Friday at Perryville.
I'll have to go to Perryville.
Oh, no, now I'm in trouble with Darlene. Jeez.
Yeah, you're gonna be in trouble.
The next time I go there, she's gonna yell at me.
Yeah, we would love to have quilters. We're putting up a quilt. I
Mm.
started putting it up today,
Mhm.
and I hope I get it all up tomorrow. And we're quilting on a special quilt. It were blocks that Darlene's mother had embroidered and donated to us, and she's just crazy about them. They're in purples and lilacs. So I took it home, and I'm not good at setting quilts together like that, but I did my best, and we're gonna quilt it and give it to Darlene. And as many people as we can, ladies, just come and quilt. 15 minutes helps. Every few minutes helps.
And
These are the-
volunteer on Wednesdays out there, work
Yeah.
on Wednesdays.
Oh yeah, and I have to volunteer and count money with her.
And if you don't have anything to do, you come out and volunteer too, or just come out and hang out.
Yes, you
Socialize,
hang out
fellowship
with
with
us, 'cause
everybody.
I go out there, I'm out there a lot. I go play bingo, I go play cards.
Well, I
Then
make
I
it 2 or
work.
3 times a week usually. Try to anyways.
Oh, yeah, we see Jeff. But
Well,
it's a great place for,
It is.
for
It's,
people to get together, and you don't have to be 80 or 90 or 70, you can come out there at 30 and 40. I mean, your age group, it's for everybody.
And
It's
you
not
can-
just for elderly people, and I think that's what a lot of people get in their mind it's just for the elderly. It's not. You can come out there and bring your friends and enjoy after noon, and it's just a place that you can get together.
And if you don't have a way to get there, what happens?
All you do is call.
Exactly,
bus.
the great SMTS.
And you
Yes.
can get to-go plates too, so you don't have to stay there. If you wanna come in
No.
and get a meal, you tell them you want a to-go plate, and they'll fix one up and you take it with you.
Yeah, I've done that several times, because Linda has trouble getting around, so I'll take lunch home to her.
But I will tell you, on fish day, chicken day, you gotta get there early.
Well, I
they-
have to tell you,
That's a busy
I
place
was
on those.
disappointed when I came in on pork steak day, and they didn't have pork steaks.
Oh, boy,
'Cause,
yeah.
well,
Well, there was a mix-up at the
there was a
grocery.
mix-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that. I was so disappointed,
Meatloaf days are real good.
because I love pork steaks, and I didn't even know what a pork steak was when I moved to Missouri.
Really?
Poor thing. And
That's-
also, please, so applesauce meatballs do not taste like applesauce.
No,
They're just
everybody
very
gets
moist.
along.
It makes them
I
very
mean, people
moist.
complain because they didn't taste like applesauce?
No,
A lot of people won't eat them because
because it's got
Because it says
applesauce.
applesauce.
it says applesauce
And they're
meatballs. They
delicious.
were, what's that?
You
Okay,
can't
we've
taste
had those yet.
applesauce.
No, we haven't had those yet.
Ah.
I love applesauce.
Well, we had them
use
today, and I
applesauce.
didn't taste any applesauce.
No, you can't taste them. They're really delicious. They really are.
Well, a lot of food items don't have the same, they don't have the things, they're not what they say they are.
Right.
No,
I'm
no.
thinking of a couple of
Liver dumplings are not all liver either.
Colorado,
That's true.
And I never ate liver
as I'm
dumplings.
concerned.
You know,
till
I'm
I
thinking
was
of-
in St. Genevieve.
Liver dumplings, when I was
Some
growing up,
turkey
my grandma
fries.
used
Oh,
egg
my
noodles,
goodness.
chicken
The
livers.
Rocky Mountain.
Rocky Mountain oysters, there you go.
Yes. Oh,
Rocky
yeah.
Mountain, Rocky Mountain oysters do not have any oyster in them.
No, they don't come out of the sea either.
Oh, no.
I was thinking of foods that don't have
I
anything.
don't think they come out
Yeah,
of Rocky
That
Mountain.
reminds
No.
me of
What?
a movie.
What movie?
Chevy Chase, they had bought a farm or something. They were living in this rural community. I guess they were city folk. And he goes to this restaurant and he gets lamb fries and he says, "Those are really good." He says, "How about you give me some more of those?" And he says, "Well, what exactly are those?" And the guy tells him, and he's like, "Oh, you know," he's just cringing because he had no idea what lamb fries were.
Yeah.
But if we knew what was in everything we've eaten, we probably would do the same thing.
We'd stop eating hot dogs, I'm sure.
Potted meat,
Canned vegetables.
Well, did you know that the FDA allows a certain amount of foreign material, we'll put it that way, because, and really, you've got people eating crickets and eating grasshoppers and stuff in parts of the world. I mean,
They sell those in town.
what?
They sell crickets in town.
I've,
At Sweet Things, that you can buy crickets. They're like, I think they're deep fat fried, but you can get like
Yeah, you can
green
buy larva.
onion and different
Oh,
flavors.
gosh.
Yeah, they're here.
okay.
I just thought I'd throw that in
what
there.
I've been told is that insects are very high in protein. They're actually very
They're
good.
cheap protein.
And
earthworms.
yeah, things that we
Split
don't.
open earthworm and scrape the inner stuff out. That's supposed to be really high in protein.
Oh, God. I'm sorry.
Well, I think our society has gotten to the point where we're getting a little too removed from food. It's like that lady, and I don't know if this is a put on or not, but I saw it on Facebook, so it should be right.
Yeah, right.
But
ahead.
some woman wrote a letter to the editor complaining about hunters hurting all these animals and killing all these animals. And they said, well, if they're hungry, why don't they buy the store and buy their meat at the store, because where no one was killed or hurt to make that meat.
Tell that to the cows and
What
pigs.
about the lady that they claim it's for real? They put one of these signs that warn you that deer cross the
Deer
highway.
crossing, yeah.
And she actually called the forestry or someone and asked them to move that sign because deer kept crossing there and getting killed. And if they moved the sign, they'd cross somewhere else.
Well, they said, well, why have the deer crossing on a busy road? You should have it on a little, on a road that nobody goes down.
Sign lady.
Yeah, she needs a sign. Well, and
That's for sure.
every so often I'll talk to the folks from the St. Louis District Dairy Council about, dairy issues, and she was telling me, this is several dietitians ago, or nutritionists, whatever I don't know what they call them.
Dietitians, that's all they
Dietitians.
hire.
Anyway, they made pizza for the kids up in St. Louis, so they could tell them where all the foods that are on the pizza actually came from. And then I saw there was a TV show where this guy, I think it was an English fellow, went to the inner city. Was that in Los Angeles he went to?
I don't know.
And he brought out like a potato, a raw potato, and said, "Does anybody know what this is?" Not one kid knew what that was.
Oh my God.
They had no idea what that was. Or cucumbers, or squashes, or any food in its original form.
Oh my gosh.
And that's what I mean. People think the food comes in cellophane wrappers and all this stuff. And what? The number of farmers compared to the rest of the population was about 2% of the population are now engaged in agriculture. And these people are passing laws that directly affect farmers, and they have no clue what they're talking about.
Right.
No, they don't have a bit of clue.
And they don't, and it's just really scary because we've become so divorced from our natural environment. And that's why I'm glad I live here. I mean, I grew up in Los Angeles, in the suburbs of LA. But at least I was up against the hills, so we had wildlife close by. There were bears and there were deer. Matter of fact, deer used to come down in our schoolyard every so often. That was their mistake. But, and here in St. Genevieve, we're close to nature. We've got
Yes.
possums, opossums,
Skunks.
skunks,
Oh,
raccoons. We even got red foxes. I saw a red fox up by the radio station a few years ago.
You got bear.
And that thing was the most beautiful.
Coyote.
Oh, yes.
Red foxes are the most
Yes, they
beautiful
are.
animals to see.
Years ago, we
have
had
a
one
few
cross our
squirrels.
yard.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
You?
I think I straddled one with a car coming here. He was just sitting in the road, just sitting there in the road. He may have been a little
Well,
wacky.
they get salt. They get that salt off the
Yes.
blacktop from back in the wintertime.
Makes sense to me,
Calcium
yeah.
chloride in that.
There's been a lot of skunks seen on the road lately too, hit because they get out there too.
I was walking to the radio station from my vehicle, and was just ready to put the key in the door. It was about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, my usual start time. And I felt something brush up against my leg, or I heard something right next to me. I mean, literally right next to me. Turned down, it's a skunk. And he was the friendliest little thing. He just sat there and looked at me, and I looked at him, and I thought, what? So I quickly turned the key, got in the building, and I wanted to take a picture of him through the door, but he ran off. Or waddled off. Skunks do not run, they kind of waddle.
Right.
waddle.
They're a beautiful little animal.
Yeah, they are, they're cute. But he came right up to me, and I thought, are you rabid?
Yeah.
That's scary, but it was nighttime. Now, if you see one in the daytime acting strange, you know,
Right.
because
Yeah.
he's sick. But that was my most close encounter with the skunk, and I didn't make any threatening moves to him. He didn't do anything to me, and we just kind of looked at each other. And I see lots of deer up there at the radio station.
Yes, there's
I
quite a
bet
few.
you do.
They come out of Dick Reminger's yard, and they cross into the park.
Really?
Yeah, right. They go right across
They eat
White
supper in
Sands
that
Road.
cornfield a lot of times.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. But occasionally you'll see young ones with them, and it's nice. So we generally have a nice environment here, and we're really lucky to be this close to nature and smell the manure in the spring. I was living in Chillicothe the first time. She thinks this is really funny. My first exposure to the countryside was in Chillicothe because I'd gotten out of the service. I'd been in the service, and I was my last duty station was West Point, New York, and then I came to Chillicothe, and then one day they must have put this manure on the fields because I was talking to somebody. He says, "Oh, it's sure is strong around here," and the guy I was talking to said, "That's the smell of money."
Yeah.
And I didn't know what a barrel or a gilt was. I didn't know, what else did I know? I mean, I started reading it. They gave me this sheet of thing I had to read in the morning. It would come across on the AP wire, the prices. And the barrels and gilts are doing this. The barrels are up and the pork bellies are down. And I had no idea what I was talking about.
Well, I have, in my DARE class, and I teach St. Joseph, I have one young lady, 4 young men,
Uh-huh.
and they're all involved in 4-H.
Yeah.
So I get a lesson every week, how they take care of the hogs, and what they have to do to their calves. You know?
Oh my.
So I'm learning a lot, how to raise a hog and how to raise calves. Well,
How to make it into a
how,
steer?
how to make more money, how to make more money with a hog,
What?
and how to make more money with the calf, you know. And but
Yeah.
you know what? Those kids are so proud
Oh, yeah.
of those.
And I just I'm so happy that we have children growing up in farm who know about this stuff, who can educate the rest of the world. But one of the things, I used to videotape the auction, no, the show. Well, I did the auction too, but the 4-H and FFA auction.
Down at the fair?
Yeah, at the fairgrounds, and watching those little girls with those big cows,
I know, you know.
and they'd be pulling and tugging on that thing, and then the pigs. And I remember one pig, he was coming toward me, and I got the camera real close on him as he walked by, and as soon as his rear end showed on the screen, and I thought, oh my goodness gracious! But I bet nobody in our audience was shocked by that.
In our community,
Mother Nature.
our businesses and other farmers, you can tell they support their kids, the prices that they
Oh
pay.
yeah.
You know, that they pay, these kids raise their animals and then they sell them, have their auction,
Yeah.
and they bring good money.
They sure do.
And that inspires them, and like I said, the businesses, it wasn't for them supporting them, they'd lose interest.
Sure.
So that's one thing I can say, the 4-H and FFA is really backed here in this county.
Oh, yeah, 4-H is good for kids. I
It's a
belong to
wonderful
4-H.
program, wonderful program, and
And those,
I'm
that,
happy
those
to give
need to
them as
come to
much
it too. We have
publicity
our
as
county
possible.
fair, and
Yeah.
people need to come to it and see what the kids do and what we have to
Exactly.
offer.
My job as with the Sun-Times News and with the radio station gives me an opportunity to salute people like that, the kids. We had a whole bunch of kids from St. John Middle School go down to National History Day down at the SEMO, the university, this past weekend. And we had one, there were 3 teams, and they came in first, second, and third in their category. And then there were several other categories where they had them for National History Day. And they presented a program, they had a specific topic that they picked, and did good. We had a group of kids from Valley, went up to, I can't remember the church, St. Gertrude? And they came back with red, gold, and blue ribbons for their speech competition. And I'm able to put their pictures up on Facebook and up on the on Sun-Times News, because we gotta recognize the kids that are doing really good things.
Yes, we
You
do.
gotta salute them. People say, well, all I hear on the radio and on the TV and the news is bad news, crime and accidents and terrible things. And yeah, that happens, and we have to post it. We have to do it.
In our DARE classes, at the end of the class, the kids have to do an essay.
Yes.
So we pick 3 winners.
Right.
And that's hard. I tell them they're all winners. I just have to pick
Yeah.
the three best. Now, my counterpart in St. Louis picks 3 out of 2,000. I don't
Oh,
know
my
how
goodness.
she does that. I have a hard
Wow.
time picking 3 out of 5.
My goodness.
But the last year that Sacred Heart was a school, I had a young lady write it, and I think she graduated last year or this year. And it's called My Ride with Darren.
Mm-hmm.
And I showed my counterpart in St. Louis County. She said, that needs to be showed to our rep. So I did, and it's on Dare America's website. You go to
Wonderful.
dareamerica.org, and you can go and look at it. It says, My Ride with Darren. And you just have to read it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so good, but it's national. I mean, it can be seen all over the world. It comes from a little school in Ozora,
Yeah.
you know. And you have
Yeah,
that good
yeah,
imagination, you know. So our kids, they amaze us sometimes.
Oh, yeah, great kids. I should mention 3 members of the Valley Band made it to the State Honors Band. And I got to put their pictures on. It's just a wonderful community
Oh, yes.
that has some great kids. You guys, your parents are doing some fantastic jobs getting these kids started off right.
And if you get honors, kids get honors or something.
Yeah.
let us know.
Yep.
You know, let Don know, or, you
Yeah.
know, let us know
Well,
what's
there's a
happening.
brand new organization, and we're gonna try and get them on TV here, and what's new, called Interact. It's part of Rotary, and it's for high school kids, and even down into the upper middle kids, I think.
Okay.
And it's called Interact, and I just had an interview with two of them. Boy, I tell you, I can't remember their names. I'm sorry. But I can't remember his name, over at the Bank of Bloomsdale. What?
Jerry.
Jerry Berthold at the Bank of Bloomsdale, or Bloomsdale Bank now.
Right.
See, I'm gonna be like the people that call the Ace Hardware Piggly Wiggly or
Wimpy's.
Wimpy's, yeah. Let's get out of Wimpy's and buy some screwdrivers or screws. Because people like to call things by what they used to be called.
Yes, they
You
do.
just can't get used to the new names. Anyway, he came up with a couple of these people from Interact, and they have to do community service. That's their whole thing is. And what they have is they're pretty much split between Valley and St. John. So this club, Interact Club, that works with the Rotary, they're from both schools. And it's so neat. You don't see the antagonism. There's no animus between the two schools. At least I haven't seen it. Now, maybe on football Friday night when Valley and St. John play,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe
Yes,
it might,
yes.
it might get a little more.
Different.
But after the game's over, everybody's buddies
Yeah.
again. I mean, it's just wonderful. And they're doing some really good things. They're washing the caps for that Rotary Cap program where they make the benches. That's just one of the things that they're doing. They're doing all kinds of things. And I had a chance to, talk to them. And
We'd
hear
like to
about
have them on the show.
That's what I told them. So hopefully we'll get them
Yes,
on to talk
yes.
about Interact and this new group that's forming. And you'd think there'd be enough groups in town, but there's always a niche that people can find to do great things.
Oh, yes.
So let's recap what we've got on the calendar, Mary Ann.
Oh, what we got on the calendar. Okay, from now to then, we've got the calendar, we've got the used book sale at the Memorial Hospital, which is 22nd and 23rd.
Okay,
And that's in the education room, that's from 8 to 4.
and that's the lower level.
Yeah.
It's back where I did cardio. They moved the
Yes.
education room down where I used to do cardio.
And then American Legion's going to have their blood drive. And
Tomorrow.
that
That's
is
tomorrow.
going to be
Tomorrow.
from 12 to 6. That's tomorrow. And then we have the Hope Church is going to have these two young men. I guess they're young men. I'm going to call them young men. They're going to present the gospel in humor and music. And that's going to be at 10:30. Mass. So we've got those things
No,
coming,
it's
and
a-
then we have
Excuse me, 10:30 service.
10:30 service, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't think they call it a mass there.
Yeah. Getting the mixed
All
up.
righty, very good. And if you have an item that you want to publicize that's going on in your world that you think folks should know about, give us a call right now, 883-7675. We'll get it on in our last few seconds of our program. Don't forget the Head Start Cruising Car Show and Barbecue coming up on Saturday, April the 28th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Tractor Supply parking lot. Hamburgers, brats, or hot dogs served with potato salad, baked beans, and bottled water, $5 a plate. Proceeds benefiting the St. Genevieve Head Start. And they are such a wonderful group. Like I said, I'm a Head Start graduate. I had to wait till I was 40 to graduate Head Start. A slow learner here, but nonetheless, I have a certificate somewhere, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I do. I have a certificate. And they also have the car show, as I mentioned. The registration for the car show, the day of the event will be $10. Early registration is $5. All participants will receive a free plate of food. So if you're in the car show, you get a free plate of food. Can't beat that. And there will also be prizes for the top voted cars. The phone number to call for more information about the Head Start Cruisin' Car Show and Barbecue, April 28th, is 883-3434. And Buck Jokers wants me to say they need more bus drivers.
And
Also,
don't
we
forget about Camp Rainbow Week.
That's right. Camp Rainbow, our main
didn't
topic.
really discuss too much about the drones watching the railroad work.
I haven't heard. Yeah, I guess it's okay. Everybody says that's fine. That's fine. I tried to look up Union Pacific in the phone book, but they only got the 800 number, which is somewhere else. I wanted to
Yes.
talk to, I may have to walk down there and bang on their door and see what they say. Maybe I should go bzzz. They might get mad at me.
And I,
But if you have anything that you'd like to have people to know about, please contact us. Call ours, Vincent or myself, and please, please, put it on the program. Let people know what's going on in St. Genevieve, because there's a lot of good programs in St. Genevieve, a lot of good things the kids are doing, a lot of good things for senior citizens, and you just need to put it out there and be a part of it.
That's right. And I keep seeing on Facebook every so often, there's nothing to do in St. Genevieve.
Oh, there's
Right.
lots to
And I'm
do.
going, wait a minute.
open your eyes.
Yeah.
And
it
something
doesn't-
I will add too, if there's groups or organizations out there that, anything I can do, you know, safety programs or something, get a hold of me. I know the Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts have things that they've asked me to come do for them. If you need a speaker to come do something, you can contact me. If I can't do it, we can see if somebody else in the department can do it. But, feel free to use our department, you know. We do law enforcement, but we do public relations too, and we try to take care of our community. So if there's something we can help you with, feel free to contact us.
Okay, very good. Well, folks, I guess it's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you so much for being with us today. We appreciate your viewing, if not calling, but at least you watched us, and that's important. And this show will be repeated and be up on YouTube, and you can catch it there. And that's what's neat about it. And then it will last forever, because it'll be up on YouTube for who knows how long.
And I want to thank Jeff for being on the show.
Yes, thank
and
you,
I
Jeff.
wanna
Thank you.
Very
Thank
interesting.
Jean Henson, because she is going to, we hope, will join us. Iris and I, we hope.
Was this your first one?
This
Yes,
is
it
it.
is.
Oh,
I
my.
was supposed to be at the last one, but the flu hit me.
So, what do you think, Gene?
I love it.
Now, one thing we have to ask of you, if you're gonna fill Mary Ann's chair, come the holidays, it's gonna be you responsible for having your dancing figures and crazy hats, and so you'll.
First and foremost, I will not fill Mary Ann's chair.
No, I said,
But
take
I'm
her
gonna
seat.
make one of my own.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
That's
boy,
fine.
she just had so much fun with the wind-up
Nobody
toys, the
replaced Mary
balloon
Ann.
Oh,
toys, and
yes.
danced, and
We always,
Yes, and
we
thank
got
you.
oh
to get
yeah,
those back
that
on.
was a lot of fun. That was a
And we
lot of
thank
fun.
Don and
Turkey hat.
Linda for being here tonight.
Yes.
Well, we're just old hands at this. We've been doing shows together here and there, and now and then. Shoot.
Well,
for
Iris
years.
is under the weather, and I'm doing kinda under the weather too, and we thank you both for
Yeah,
coming
yep,
in,
yep.
helping me out.
I used to do a show in the bedroom in our house in Trania.
You did it
I
again.
used to pay
that's
portraits
that
in
needed
the
to know information we
bedroom.
didn't need to know, Ed.
Yeah,
No,
you
it
did
isn't.
more
not
than we
like
needed.
that, no.
I remember.
Had a studio in there.
I had my
recorded stuff.
turntables and I had my microphones and my recordings in there. And back then, I was one of those guys who thought you should never have anything happen in your program that's not professional. So it was her job to keep the little babies quiet.
Oh,
And
that was such a shame.
Started doing it.
yeah.
I should have invited them in. Come on in and make some
Come on
noise. Because that's what, I have a different perspective today than I did then.
We are the most relaxed program there.
Exactly. We're so relaxed, we're all gonna take a nap now. And, let you guys watch us sleep.
We hope you enjoy the program, and we will have more programs, and we will
Yeah.
have more things on.
You bet. Thank you so much. We'll be live again in 2 weeks' time, which would be, what, the 28th? 28th of March, yeah. 2 weeks from today. I don't know, we don't have any live show on Wednesday, the third Wednesday, do we?
No, just the second and
Just
fourth.
just second and fourth. The Museum Learning Center has a program on the first Wednesday of the month, 7 o'clock right here.
Okay.
And that's fascinating, what they're doing over at the Museum Learning Center. That's really, heck, we could talk for hours about that. So that's the calendar, that's our show. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for
Thank you
watching.
for watching.
Have a good
Take it
evening.
easy, have a great evening.
And thanks
Bye-bye.
to our guests.